All right, guys, welcome back. We are watching Oshi Season 2, Episode 2. Last time, we got introduced to a whole cast putting on this Tokyo Blade play, and the mangaka who wants us to change the entire script. I didn't really think about it last time, but it's kind of funny. It's kind of like meta because, like, obviously, Oshinoko itself is an adaptation of a manga, right? I just wonder if the author of this is speaking from personal experience in some way, their own understanding of this, like from their manga being adapted to like the anime form. I don't know, something funny to think about because I'm sure I guess we've done that before with like the Sweet Today stuff, like even being adapted to anime, that's not really that's just like it being adapted to a play or live action where like yeah, there's going to be changes to the story that are going to influence it and you might not like that, you know. We've set up a lot. We've set up a lot of stuff for our characters and I'm excited. I'm excited to see where we go. So, we're watching episode 2. You can line your own copy up with this if you want to. We are starting in 3, 2, 1. Let me read the lyrics this time. God, it's just so fast. And it's like stylized, in the subs. With like the way the words like disappear and appear. Ooh, lack of eye. Right. Ah, yeah, I like this opening a lot, for sure. Ooh. Reminds me of like Monogatari, like that idea like a wound being left on you by someone, by your past, you know? Hmm. Obviously this much more directly deals with that idea of loss. Ooh. Holier love maid. I hope it's not fatal. As if this is in some way from Aqua's perspective. I hope it's not fatal, buddy. It better not be. Like, come on. No, I like this opening a lot. I definitely do. Ooh. Okay, okay. I'm surprised that she was confident enough to speak up and say that she wants it all changed. Not that I think that's very realistic. Like, for them to actually be able to do that. That's what I mean. I think they'll realistically be able to do that. Hmm. Right. I wonder. Oh, God. I really do wonder if the mangaka of, like, Oshinoko, like, these are some of his feelings in a way. Oh, God. Yeah. And the way her voice changes at the end there. Oh god. Oh no. They're back in time. I see. Preliminary meeting day. Okay. Oh, interesting. Different than like normal theater stuff, I suppose. I caught it. You can be nervous. Like, come on. There's Melt. Ooh. Very like embarrassed to be seeing her because he has like this realization of how bad he was on Sweet Today. Oh god. Oh. But I think that's meaningful for Kana. I think that's why she wants to believe in him now, it seems. I mean, he probably read the reviews and stuff, right? Okay, okay. And Kata probably likes that, right? Likes that attitude. Hmm. I guess. It's 10 minutes early. Come on. Right, right. What all of the producers even do, you know? Oh, okay. So he's very experienced. Good to know. Mm-hmm. Akane Himekawa, right? Ooh. So most of the people here are from La La La. Okay, makes sense. God, that look between them. Is he here? Oh, there he is. He's kind of like Aqua, isn't he? Just sitting in the corner alone. But yet he is so passionate and so good, right? If the last episode is anything to... Ooh. And Aqua. Interesting. Okay, sounds good. I wonder, like, what all... Like, do you read the whole script at first and, like, try and, I guess, get a grasp of your character and everything? Probably, right? Oh, God, don't remind me of that. Come on. I don't say that. No, you didn't. It's no, confidence is good. Come on. Ooh, right. Hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's work only. It's exactly, exactly. The way her eyes like activated. Mm-hmm. Indeed. Ooh, very. But considering Akane apparently dies in the play. Oh god. It's if you say so, I guess. He just has no idea what she's talking about, like oh, but here you're fine with ruining the mood. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I don't know if that is a fair evaluation of yourself. Oh. That is interesting, right? Yeah. That she tried so hard to just meet them where they were, rather than... I don't know. What else could she have done, you know? Oh. These two. Nice, nice. Ah, okay. Makes sense. She was her assistant. Ooh, really? Probably a lot of work, though, right? Right? Maybe not the best experience, but... Hmm. I don't know. I feel like you should be able to voice your thoughts on it no matter what, but you have to be realistic, you know? Like, and I feel like she is, like, crossing that line, you know? Saying to change all of it. Hmm. She seems so shy and so unsure of herself, but seems like she's really willing to put her foot down, you know? If you brush your teeth, I guess, every single time she eats, she has to go brush her teeth, I guess. I don't know. Ooh, I see. I see. Yeah, yeah. Which is one of the skills you need to practice. Yep. Right. And you just kind of got to know your place somehow. I just don't know. Ah, yeah, rough. Because I wouldn't want an adaptation of something that made me unhappy, you know, like of my own work. I don't know. What? I had two brushes. What are we doing? It's is I guess it's more efficient. Sure. Oh God, she's so right, right. She just carries two toothbrushes with her everywhere. Oh well, yeah, about that. Okay, what do you mean by fix? Like, what changes would you recommend? Right? Oh, Goa, yeah, like not good. And I think she's not even thinking about that. You know, like, uh, she's not even thinking about the hard work that has gone into it and why it is the way it is. Right? Oh. Okay, okay. I just I hope she doesn't have incredibly unrealistic expectations. This could just throw a wrench into the whole thing. Yeah. Oh, God, don't. Okay. I mean, you said all of it, but oh, she's so. Of course, she cares so much about it, right? Oh, yeah. And that has to be the worst feeling. Oh, right, right. Because that's what makes the story of her babies, right? Yeah. Uh, okay. All of it. It's just that's not much of an answer, though. Oh, don't say that. Like, no. I think there's a lot that goes into it. Oh, yeah. I think there's a lot that goes into it that she doesn't get, right? That she just doesn't know about. Because a manga and like a play are completely different. Wonder if you've seen this happen before, huh? Oh, God. Hmm. Yeah, I bet. You don't just want to be ran over, but it is just a different thing, right? Writing the script for a play. Okay. Ooh, I see. Oh, and stuff gets like kind of lost in translation or mm-hmm. Oh God. Yeah. Probably. Ooh. It's yeah, if her advice is do something, that's not very good, right? I mean, you can. I see. Okay. Probably, yeah. Oh, he's the right. He's the main selling point, I'm sure. Does that really? Oh, interesting. And it's like you can almost see how that played out in the script, right? With the stuff with like Princess Saya. God. Ooh. But yeah. Oh, God. And then it wasn't. Yeah. Goa is trying his best, obviously. I mean, they just need to sit down and like be able to talk and both be reasonable, you know? Yeah, it's been an issue the whole time. God, that don't say that. Oh, what do these two even say? You know? Oh, she'll do it, huh? Oh God. Oh no. I yeah. She has a ridiculous amount of money from like just manga sales and stuff. Oh no. But of course she cares more about that than the money or anything, right? Obviously. Oh. But she doesn't know how to write a script though, right? Oh. He won't want to do that either, not at all. Oh, really? So unfair. I guess, but it's kind of more than that. It's just her not understanding how this works, right? Like, understandably so. Hmm. I mean, yeah, sadly. Hmm. Oh, really? Is this like the norm? There's no way. True. Very true. It's like your own work never goes anywhere. Ugh. More work goes into it than she can imagine, you know? Because, like, what's she gonna do? Just try and write down, like, the one for one storyline from the manga? That just won't work out, right? Yeah, yeah. He won't want to be in them. Right. Oh, no? Can't even do it? Yeah, I mean, I bet it is for the most part, you know? It just feels so, like, disrespectful to him, you know? Like, it feels like he has to throw away, like, his creative God, like, what it means for him, right? It's God. I mean, it just sucks. This whole situation just sucks, right? Like, what more can really be said? I don't know. I wonder if he'll try and rewrite it anyway. Oh, really? Oh, he was like a fan? He has been this whole time? Oh. Oh, God. Right. Just worked himself to the bone. Yeah, it's like to be attacked like that in that sense. When it's just he's having to work with and navigate through all of these things. Ugh. Not that I'm like, I understand Abiko feeling like that, right? Oh man. Oh, so we don't have a script to practice with or anything. It's yeah, I guess. Uh, no kidding. Yeah, it's probably gonna hurt the play a lot. That's like the weird like thing, right, with the rotating whatever, right? Don't say that to two theater actors. Let's look at his face, like, okay, sure. Messes with the pacing, I suppose. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Ah, but it's just such a different experience, isn't it? Such a different thing. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay, okay. Teach us a lesson. Ooh, we're gonna go watch one. Okay. I can totally see that. Yeah, yeah, right? Because it's real, you know? Ah, man. Game of Telephone. Let me read the lyrics for the ending as well. Ruby inside, just like, what even is that? Just a glass thing? A snow globe. Ooh. Ah, this ending is so good. I think I like this ending, like, as a song more than the first one. The light of the stage. It's like this yearning for, yeah, like reality. I guess that's Ruby's whole thing, right? Is she wants to not have that veil of lies in front of her, you know? It's her desire, yeah, her desire to open the door. Interesting. Ah, but what does that mean, you know? Like, if she cares so much about honesty and not lying in that way and stuff. And it feels like the lyrics of the ending are so, like, fitting with that. Like, they go along with that attitude. But what does that mean for her? What about her life now? Does she view as like a lie in some way, right? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, we'll talk about the episode in the discussion. Okay, let's talk about the episode. Ah, man, this is a rough one. This is a rough situation for everybody involved. Like I was saying kind of at the start of the episode, I wonder how much of this, like a lot of this has to come from the mangaka's own experience with this kind of stuff, you know? I mean, obviously at large, it's very impressive how much knowledge the mangaka, the creator of Oshinoko, right, has to have had with like the entertainment industry and all of this stuff, how much research they probably had to do and through connections and all of that to like have to be able to make this show and like have all of this accurate information about all of it. It's very impressive. It makes me wonder. Like I was wondering at first if some of this was kind of the mangaka's own feelings, right? And in terms of the way Abiko here feels about the play and everything, and it probably is in a sense, you know. I wonder. Probably every author of something, every creative person like this has these kinds of feelings, seeing their work be adapted and seeing the changes to it. I feel like it would be impossible for it to not bother you, like even just tiny minuscule changes. Obviously, this episode, the way we're going, we're very sympathetic. We're very, you know, I Goa here is also a victim. He's not like a, see, you know, yeah. So it's obvious that it's not just like a one-dimensional thing, of course, right? The whole situation sucks. The whole like God, I don't even know. Like what would a good answer for this be? Like what would we you know, I understand Abiko's feelings so much. You know, I've said it before how just as someone who's like read like manga for stuff and then to see it adapted into anime, you like a lot of people get that feeling of like seeing stuff get cut out or seeing stuff be changed and all of that. It feels like it's impossible for it to ever perfectly live up to the source material, no matter what, right? Like, there's like whole like YouTube channels dedicated to like cut content of like manga to anime or like light novels to anime stuff, you know. It happens all the time. It's like unavoidable in the translation to from the manga to the screen, right? Kind of like the title of the episode in the first place, right? Game of Telephone. That's not only just like relevant in terms of being applied to the whole situation with Abiko's requests about the script and all of that being translated over to Goa with time. It's also just like literally the game of telephone from the words on the manga, the stuff in the manga going to the play, right? Like that translation stuff gets lost there, you know? And that's just like unavoidable, right? Um I feel like it's such a rough situation. It's such a rough situation because yeah, I don't want to say that Abiko or any creator should just let themselves be walked all over and let, you know, a adaptation of their creative work that they're unhappy with just go and just exist and then they'll just be sad, right? I don't want that. And she's standing up for herself. It's very impressive how much she stands up for herself, considering how much of a timid person she is otherwise. But it's clear that for her, Tokyo Blade and the characters and everything means so much to her. Such an understandable thing, right? That yeah, of course this is like the red line for her. She can't see that happen, you know? It feels like she's fighting for their sake rather than her own, you know, for these characters that she cares so much about. Like, I can imagine it so much when I've never really, like, written anything, you know? But it's like even just having consumed stuff myself, seeing, like, changes in those stories that I care so much about would bother me. It has to be times a million if you're actually the author, right? Like, she calls them her babies, you know? Um, and they really are. They really are. So yeah, it's such a complicated situation because she doesn't really know what goes into writing a script. She really attacks like Goa's like creative abilities, right? Which makes me really sad. I don't like that at all. I wish she wouldn't do that. God, where even was that? Yeah, like right here, right? Um I don't like that because it's a realm of creativity, script writing for a play like this that she doesn't know about. It is a completely separate thing than drawing a manga or writing a book or making, you know, storyboarding an anime and it's anything like that, you know. There are these unique things that go into all of them that fit the adaptation that they're for and changes are necessary for that. So, it makes me really sad that she thinks it's like a creative slight, you know, an issue with this guy and just his ability to write a script. Because it can't be that at all. I really don't think that's it. You know, when Akane in the last episode was talking to him about her problems with Princess Saya as a character, for one, he was open to changing it, right? It's not like he's like refusing to change his script and he thinks it's like perfect or anything, right? Of course. He had reasons for why it's written that way, I'm sure. We know that he's a big fan of Tokyo Blade in the first place, so obviously, like, it means a lot to him as well. And it's just, maybe he went too far. Maybe there are things that should be changed, and I'm sure there are, right? Does that mean the whole script is useless and this guy sucks? Like, no, not at all, right? Not at all. It just feels like this whole thing is just a lesson to sympathize and understand more with this kind of thing in general, you know? Um, like, it makes me wonder, again, in like a meta sense, with like the literal anime I'm watching, Oshinoko, how much was changed or cut or whatever from the manga, if there were fans upset about anything that was in the manga that was like portrayed differently or changed in the anime, stuff like that, you know? Because that always happens. That always happens, and it feels like this gives a different perspective on it. You know, obviously, it's not like that means that any adaptation of anything is just perfect by default and you can't criticize them, especially if you're the author, right? That's why it's such a hard situation because I don't know what the answer should be. If this script really offends her so much that she wants to withdraw her permission and everything, I don't know. Is it anyone's place to say no? You have to accept it, and like you just don't get how a script works, and blah 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 blah, like kind of things I've been saying. Not really, right? It's her story, and it's her. You know, if it's gonna make her that upset and it's gonna bother her that much, then maybe that is fine. Maybe that's how it has to be. But I think if she had a further understanding of all of this, of like the situation and everything, then it wouldn't be like this, right? It just makes me wonder because, like, the Sweet Today author, she was so unhappy with the Sweet Today live action adaptation, um, at least at first. But by the end of it, she was really happy, right? Like that's how it ended when she was watching that last episode that Kana and Aqua put so much work into. She was like crying, right? She was so mad. She literally said, like she's happy that it happened. She's proud of it, right? And I just wonder if that can happen for her too. You know, I guess it's like the Tokyo Blade mangaka, she is like she views her work with such like a sanctity, and she doesn't want it to be disrespected in any way, and she doesn't want it to be anything but her vision for it and all of that, right? Um, and I guess her problem is she thinks people will get the wrong impression of it. She thinks people will think it's just like a slop if people watch this play with a script like this. And it almost feels like it would be an attack on her work that she's put so much into, and you know, disrespecting her writing and everything. But it's interesting because then it's like, okay, how did the Sweet Today author here? How did she deal with that? Right, like the idea that people would watch the show and think that this is what Sweet Today's like. Well, it's interesting because, as they said back then and during that arc, it was like only the serious diehard fans of Sweet Today were even bothering to watch it, considering how bad it was by that point. Um, so maybe if you truly just get a garbage adaptation of something, that's how it'll be. But I guess this situation's different because the implication behind the script here is not that it's just like trash and that the play is gonna suck, right? We have good actors, we have good everything. There's money, there's funding, it's like this crazy theater, all of this, right? So people will take it seriously. So then kind of what matters the most is the writing in a sense, people are going to see this and they're going to think, oh, this is Tokyo Blade, right? So that's probably why it's just even more personal to her. That's why it's just even more, she feels like she has to cut it short if this is how it's going to be, because she can't stand that. She can't stand that idea of people watching it and thinking that this is her story, you know? God, I don't know. I don't know. It's so obviously every creative, I think, or a lot of creatives probably, people who write stuff, they want to think that their story has like so many special things that people like will see. When I think a lot of the time, people who write stories like this, most of the stuff that they put into it, the average audience member, the average person who consumes it, like won't understand it completely, right? It's like that literally, if we're talking about a game of telephone again, that translation from what's written in the story on the page, drawn, whatever, right? The literal thoughts and feelings that you put into it as the person who created it, there's never going to be a direct one-to-one translation between that and what the people who like read it or consume it or watch it like get from it, you know? And I feel like that might kind of be the heart of the issue here for Abiko, right? Is that idea that she thinks there's all of these things, all these little things in her story that matter so much to her. And of course, right, of course they do. It's her story. It means so it's like the most important thing in her life, obviously. Um, and I just wonder if the problems that she's pointing out, if the average person probably would not see it as much of a monumental issue as she does, right? That doesn't mean it's not an issue. I just think probably as a person creating a story like that, you need to like have some kind of realization of that, right? That in the first place, in her manga already, there's no way that her intentions behind everything and all of the meaning and emotion and feeling she puts into everything she draws and writes, there's no way that it's perfectly translated to people's minds already, right? That's impossible, you know? Like that's what media analysis is for. And a lot of the time, analyzing media, you'll discover things that the author probably didn't even intend, right? Like things that almost subconsciously or just coincidentally are in the story in some way that are clearly very meaningful and mean a lot, right? But maybe the author didn't even know it was there, right? Like subconsciously they put it in there and it says something about them as they were writing it. You know, that's why like writing and creation can be like self-discovery as well. Because no matter what, even if the author thinks, oh, this is what this scene means, this is what this character is all about, blah, 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 there can be things about the scene or the character or whatever that they don't even understand, right? And it feels like she has this defensiveness over all of that. That is like kind of the real issue, I guess. That is what has to be like changed for her, probably, right? In order to be okay with any kind of adaptation. Because if her standard for it is perfection, that's impossible, and that will never happen. There's no such thing as a perfect adaptation of anything. There's always going to be some give and take, no matter what. Like no matter what. So I'm interested to see where that will go. I hope her sensei here, the Sweet Today author, that she can like help her out, right? Because she seems to be in a more level-headed, I guess, understanding, empathetic place in terms of like adaptations and stuff, you know? But I understand Abiko so much. I understand her feeling so much about, like, because it's the same feeling that any of you would get watching, like, one of your favorite manga or something be adapted to anime and seeing stuff change and being unhappy with it. You know, I think anyone can understand that feeling. So, oh god, I just wonder where that's gonna go exactly. I wonder. All of this too, like, I can't help but think about this whole arc and everything that we're doing, to switch to a completely different topic. Um, in terms of the way that Aqua, throughout the story, has always talked about how what he's doing with his life ever since I died is a revenge play, right? Like he, through calling his life and everything he does as a play, right? He's just an actor in the play. You know, we've made that little funny thing several times, that funny observation about how Aqua's kind of always acting. He talks about how he hates actors, but he's always acting in a way. Um, he's always he literally thinks of his life and what he's doing as a revenge play, right? I just wonder, since this arc is literally about a play, and we're talking about the script for it and all of this, right? All these things that come together for it and stuff. I just really want to try and apply all of that to Aqua, and I really want to try and think about the way that he engages with the play and the way he thinks about it in terms of the way that he thinks about like his life and like his revenge and all of that he internally like views as a play, that he views as, you know, like the way that he doesn't engage with his life as if it's like his, in a sense, you know, the way that he really he depersonalizes himself, he like disassociates, you know. He has this issue of like really putting on an act at all times, you know. And I just wonder if literally being in a play will be us addressing that somehow. It's too early in the story for me to feel like his whole revenge thing is just gonna be over. But I do wonder, as silly as it sounds, if his pursuit of revenge and stuff can be, like, tempered and he can engage with it in a less unhealthy way. But I just want him to give up on the revenge, right? It's so hard for me to say that because I don't know how he could possibly engage with his whole revenge plot, scheming, everything, and just be able to live his life happily at the same time, you know? So we'll just have to see. I guess all that's just to say is just I feel like all of this stuff is like weird, like I guess not meta commentary, but it's just like It feels like all of this is in some way will end up being metaphorical for Aqua, like he's literally playing an actor in a play right now, the same way he views his life. I just am so curious where that's gonna go. What are we gonna do with all of that, you know? I don't know. I read the lyrics for the opening and the ending this time. I like this opening a lot. This opening's really good. It's kind of impossible for me to say I like it as much as the first one because that's just one of my favorite songs like ever. Like I love that. I love that first opening so much. Um, the lyrics for the opening and the ending were both really good. All of this, so I feel like the lyrics for this feel like they're very much from like Aqua's perspective, right? Like there's some lines in here. There's one that's like in a second, I think, about like not like lack of love, that's lack of like like literally, like all of this stuff, like having a scar being left on you, all of this stuff. It feels like it's very much from like Aqua's perspective, I suppose, right? And at the end when we're talking about it being fatal and stuff, like it's this fatal thing that happens, I hope it won't be. Not for you, Aqua. I like that little smile you're putting on. We'll see if that's real. I don't know. I don't know. I'm very curious where all that's gonna go for him. Because if the opening is so based around Aqua and like his feelings about all of this, the ending, the ending is so much about Ruby, and Ruby is like not part of this story at all right now. We haven't even seen her. you know, she is not. She's not part of the play. She's not part of any of this. So I do wonder how all of this stuff about Ruby is going to become relevant. It doesn't feel like we're going to be done with this play anytime soon. It wouldn't surprise me if the whole season is about the play. So I wonder how Ruby's going to enter the picture, how she's going to be part of any of this. These lyrics are so sad, and they're so like contemplative about herself. There's this line near the start about people like not seeing her the way she sees herself or something, right? Um, back in my mind again, and now it feels like nobody sees me like I do. It feels like it's all of this idea about Ruby wanting to do away with this veil of like lies, I suppose, right? Like her whole thing since she started being an idol and everything, even before then, was she doesn't want to lie. She wants everything to be like real, right? She wants to break down that barrier of lies, right? Which in the first place, it's a question of whether or not the way I viewed herself and the way that she viewed lies and everything, if those were ever lies in the first place. What is a lie, right? How many times have we said that? I don't know. I don't know. And these lyrics feel very relevant to that, to her attitude about lies and everything. It feels like what these ending lyrics are about are her having some revelation, some kind of, desire to have a revelation, I guess, desire to have things not hidden from her, opening the door like she does at the end, right? What could be behind the door, right? Like the reality of all of this. Like, is she gonna hit a wall in terms of not lying, right? Like, is it possible to exist in entertainment and not put up like a shield of lies, like we talked about before with like Akane and Aqua and everyone? I don't know if that's possible. Maybe that's the wall she's gonna hit. She's gonna open that door, and on the other side of it is what she's been protecting herself from already, right? What if she already has a veil of lies in some way that protects her? Maybe not even from her own creation, but like, like what it makes me think of is like Aqua and Ruby, like how they don't know about their pasts, the whole reincarnation thing, right? I guess there's a lot of stuff that you can say Ruby doesn't know about. Is that the same as a lie? I don't know. I don't know. There's also the way that Aqua views her as someone that he must protect, right? Uh, that he, like early on in season one, when he was trying to prevent Ruby from entering the entertainment industry, that stuff he was thinking about how it's like, oh, it's only him who needs to pursue revenge. He's the only one who needs to be mixed up with all of it and stuff, right? So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff for Ruby that I can imagine that door representing and these lyrics meaning, that veil of lies and everything being for her. I guess I'm excited for that. It feels like Ruby hasn't really been in the spotlight at all, right? Hey, that's like another lyric in the ending, isn't it? This whole idea of the spotlight. I know there's one of them. It was in here somewhere. It was in here somewhere, but she hasn't really been in the spotlight, right? We haven't really, yeah. In the light of the stage, I realize, she's kind of been in the background in a way, right? Like she's been in the story for sure, right? like in the last couple episodes of season one, obviously, right? Great character. I'm glad, very happy what she did for Kana and everything. But in terms of actually delving into her and like issues with her or anything like that, she hasn't really had like a character arc or anything. So, God, I just wonder if that light of the stage, us turning it to her, seeing what's going on in that head of hers, if it's gonna be different than we expect, maybe if it's gonna be something like that. You know, the face that she makes here is very like it's so yeah, it's so like pained. It's so yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for where we're gonna go with all of that, I suppose. That'll be interesting. Anyway, so we go back in time and we see all the actors meeting up. Here's Melt. Melt's already had this realization in between Sweet Today and now, right? This is like the start of the play. This is a few months ago. Um, or I guess not a few months ago, like because the rehearsals are going to be like a month long, right? So a few weeks ago, something like that. Um, and he's already had this realization that his acting like sucked in Sweet Today and that he wants to do better. Which is good, which is cool. I'm glad that he has that realization that he wants to try and do better. It seems like it spurred him into action rather than have him just like give up acting or anything. And he's pursuing something more serious now too, right? This whole theater play thing is definitely different than just some Sweet Today adaptation that no one was taking seriously and all of that. He really wants to dedicate himself and like do better and try harder. It's very nice. It's very cool. He says stuff about him. I think it makes sense why Kana has this like connection to him now and why it feels like she's able to like sympathize with him so much now is because he says stuff about himself that feels so much like the way that Kana felt about herself, the way that Kana feels and all of this. There's this clear parallel between them. His realization, I guess the difference here is his realization is that he really did suck at acting. Right? And that actually was a problem that he can like address through hard work and everything. Kana's problem is that she's always been unfair to herself and her ability and everything. And it's kind of an unsolvable issue because her solution to it can't just be to get better at acting because she's already so good that it's like what does she do, right? And it's like he's here yet again because of Kaburagi casting him. Probably has so many feelings about like inadequacy about that he's just like snuck in here when he doesn't deserve to be here with all of these actors that are taking it seriously and all of this. He doesn't want it to go that way of Sweet Today again so badly, right? And yeah, and it's like we see that Khan is kind of taking him under her wing at this point. With this guy who can't act with a damn, it'll be the Sweet Today nightmare all over again. Oh God. Hmm. It's been 9 months since Sweet Today. I did some studying up. I'm excited for that. I'm very excited to see how he'll do. And this is an interesting thing too. We bring this up a couple times about how he wishes Kana had just told him that he sucked, right? And that would have been better for him. Because Kana's like go-to thing back then, and kind of the way it's always been, is to like adapt her acting to match the people around her, right? Almost because she's like afraid, in a sense, I think, of that light being shown on her, right? Let alone for the fact that, like, yeah, like what she said about it making their bad acting be even more like obvious. Like, sure, I suppose, and that's true, but I think it is also a fear on her side, right? But it's interesting because Melt would have just rather her tell him that he sucked, right? That would have been like motivation for him. So that's I don't know. That's interesting. I wonder how much that'll change Kana's behavior in the future, maybe to hear what someone like him thinks about that, about the way that she acted. You know. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So we all get introduced. We get introduced to the director, the producer, the scriptwriter, all of this. Raida, he's in charge of the whole project. What do producers even do? I have literally no idea what producers actually do at all, right? Like, what does he mean by he's in charge of the whole project? What does he actually do exactly? Does he go hire people, right? Like he's the one who hired like the scriptwriter and everything and like get everything in order. I guess I literally don't know. I don't know what all goes into a producer job at all. Really couldn't tell you. Here is our director, Toshiro Kendaichi, the guy that Aqua is so interested in that he really wants to get some DNA from. Go this guy, Kamoshida-kun, is apparently extremely like versed in 2.5D plays, which is good to know. That's maybe he'll help us out some. Most of the people here are from La La Lai, of course. Akane. Little look between Akane and Kana, of course. And then our protagonist, Himekawa. Like how he just kicks him like God, like Imperial Theater Award, Best Actor Award, Monday 9 p.m. TV drama lead. Like he's such a is such a famous, like well versed actor, right? But he's similar to Aqua, isn't he? Right, just sitting over here in the corner, being all gloomy, asleep, right? That's because especially because we get this look too from Aqua looking at him. Obviously, Himekawa, he's too young to have any kind of real relation to I, right? He's seems like he's like in his 20s, right? He would have been like 10 or something when I died, right? Like, no way that he has anything to do with I exactly. But Aqua looks at him like this. I just wonder, does he see Himekawa as someone who is very high up in the entertainment industry and would have connections that he wants to make, right? Because that's Aqua's goal, is to form as many connections as he can to get closer to their father. Maybe he sees Himekawa as a potential lead for all of that, but it doesn't seem like Aqua is making any attempt to like get closer to this guy or anything, right? They're both in opposite corners of the room, sitting in a fetal position. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about all that, I guess. Hey, considering like Kana's moment with him in the last episode, is it maybe the same way that Aqua's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use Akane to, for my own purposes, blah blah blah. Maybe Kana will get that same treatment, right? Kana will become best friends with Himekawa, and Aqua's gonna use that connection somehow. Why not? Why not? Right? Why not just go even further? So I guess they do a script reading first. I guess that makes sense. I wonder like how it works as an actor. If that's what you probably do first, is you read the script and stuff, you get like an understanding of your character and everything, I suppose. Probably depends what kind of actor you are. Probably depends what kind of there's probably so much that goes into it. I don't know. I don't know. I really have a lot of respect for people who can do this kind of thing. I just can't imagine. I don't know. Oh God, don't remind me of all of that, Akane, please. God. I wonder how she feels like looking back on all of that. Like, obviously, Aqua literally saved her life, right? Like, oh man, it has to feel so. Yeah, yeah. I love the extreme Kana coping that we have in this moment, right? When her eyes like activate and she has to give out the long cope speech about all of this. Mm-hmm. Characters are engaged. Princess Saya, as we see in like the opening and that scene at the start of the last episode, all of that, Princess Saya is gonna die, right? Which again, it's like this. What does that mean for Aqua? That's what he's afraid about in terms of connection and everything. That's why he is an actor, at all times. That's why he hides his emotions and everything. And to be a good actor in the play, I think you've got to tap into like those real emotions and stuff. But can Aqua do that? Can he let himself feel those things at all, especially for someone he does care about, like Akane, no matter what he wants to tell himself? Yeah, that's I'm so interested to see how that's gonna go. More extreme kind of coping, blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Melt wishes that she wasn't so considerate, which it's interesting. Very interesting. Because Kana Kana's so hard on herself, but she's never hard on other people. So like, what does it mean? Just that's interesting. She's never hard on other people in that way, right? She can only be hard on herself. I wonder if being hard on other people in that way, if she could like call out Melt for sucking at acting or something, right? Because that's what he wants here. I don't know if that would actually help her own like self-image and everything. Because it feels like if she extends to other people like this extreme charity at all times, unlike the way that she does for herself, I just wonder if that makes it even worse, like her own feelings about herself and the way she's so critical of herself and everything. Probably, probably. Anyway, here we are between these two having their little talk. She's lucky. She's a monthly serialized manga, which like is probably I cannot imagine. I cannot understand that some manga comes out weekly. How literally the ridiculous amount of work that has to be doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even make any sense at all, right? Like how is she? how is she like this? How do you do a weekly manga? I don't know. I don't know. But she wants to yeah, she wants advice. She wants, she's just not sure how all of this works. She's so, and now we know, considering her feelings about uh the script and everything. Of course she wants someone to go with her to the rehearsal because she already feels like it's not going to go well at all. She probably wants some backup, like, oh god. So she goes to brush her teeth. Like, what the hell are we talking about? You can draw a manga on your own if need be, but adaptations to other mediums involve lots of people, which necessitates communication skills. Communication skills she doesn't really have. Yeah, which it's rough. A certain degree of give and take is needed. Yeah, yeah. And on that point, Abiko Sensei is, I don't know, all she does is sit in a room all day and draw manga. Relatable, like, that's me, right? Minus the drawn manga part. It's Monogatari flashbacks. Like, what are we doing? She brings two toothbrushes with her everywhere, so she can double brush. But, like, what she says here about not wanting to make people wait, she's probably considering she has to release a weekly manga, she probably plans out all of her time and everything to a ridiculous degree to make sure she has enough time to do that, So, yeah, it's probably like insane the amount of stress she's always under, That probably explains a lot of why she's so mad and why she's like this, why she's so, you know, uh, yeah, yeah. God. So yeah, I mean, we talked about all this. I don't know how I feel about how her feelings about all of this. It's like, am I being unfair to her? Is it on the, if she truly can't stand it, then her work's never going to get any adaptations because she's always going to have this problem, right? I mean, it's like if she, like, imagine if she broke the contract to cancel this play and everything, she would never get an anime adaptation. She'd never get anything of her work. No one would ever want to work with her in the future because of the way she's handling this, So she can't do that, right? That would be such a horrible decision, right? Like, and just the way she's so unfair, she's so rude to Goa. I just, hmm. But I get it. I get it. I get it so much. I really do. Do you think it's rude to change the characters? Because that's what really matters. Her babies aren't such idiots. That's how she feels about them, right? Yeah, yeah. Ah, God. Hmm. So they get out of there. The producer and the director, or the producer and this guy, who is this guy? Someone have a little chat with her about what's going on. Yeah, yeah. Quite common for there to be disputes between the original creator and the scriptwriter. I bet. And yeah, we talk about this whole game of telephone that happens, right? Where it's just from one place to another, the words like change, and she's probably dissatisfied from the beginning. Tried to send that off, but it has to go through six people. So yeah, right, to the sub editor, to the editor, to the rights manager, to the assistant or producer, to the playwrights chief, to the actual scriptwriter. Like, yeah, yeah. What we need to do, I guess, is have Abiko just sit down with Goa and chill out, not be like this, right? Calm down, respect him as a writer somehow, right? We need to like reignite that, right? She needs to understand that he is someone who takes this seriously and is a serious creative and all of that. And just explain to him the problems, and he could try and talk about it, right? The same way with Akane, that he had answers for everything, and he was very open and understanding about her issues. Of course, he would be towards her as well. That's all they need to do, right? If the game of telephone is a problem, we need to get rid of the game of telephone. We just need to sit down and talk, right? That is what we got to do. Man, if these are all drawings from the manga, right, on her walls and stuff, it probably is really good art, huh? Like these are really low res, it's really hard to tell, but like this looks so cool. She's probably very proud of it. I mean, hey, these are all volumes of it, I suppose. How many are there, huh? Like it's God, I don't know. I don't know. I wonder how long she's been doing this for. Scott, they turn into a gross group of attention seekers who glibly chatter about their feelings on the roadside. That is like such a trope, though, isn't it? Like, I feel like that's such a like a shonen thing. Like, come on, come on. So yeah, the game of telephone begins. It ends up kind of being the opposite, which is it seems that the original creator would like you to express the emotions in a more evocative way. What the hell does that mean? And I feel like that kind of explains some stuff about like Princess Saya and the way she was feeling and like the way she's portrayed in the script and all of that, you know, like oh god. Yeah, yeah. And he literally takes the opposite. I personally think it would be more moving with fewer lines. And her problem was the way they were expressing their emotions felt so, like, stupid. It felt so, like, transparent and stuff. So adding more lines to it just makes it worse, right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Hmm. There aren't any creators who'd seek to make a work they're in charge of worse. Absolutely, right? Of course, you know. Even people like Melt too, even like actors, the way that they're creatives as well, right? Melt, it's gotten to him, you know, despite how cocky and like awful he acted back then on Sweet Today. Even he like sees it and understands that he doesn't want to make it worse, right? No one does, you know. People who truly feel like that, like they wouldn't even be in this line of work, you know. God. Look at this revision. Her wisdom is vanished and she just looks like some idiot. I wish I could read this. I wish I could read Japanese and actually read the script, you know. It'd be very nice. Oh, God. So she wants to write the entire script. Here's the problem. If she's gonna write the entire script, for one, that should be the thumbnail. I like that. I like that shot. Um, if she's gonna write the script, she has no fucking idea what she's doing, right? She's gonna write. It's gonna be awful. It's not gonna work for a play, not at all, right? Like all those things that they talked about how the emotions and stuff have to be there can't be like slow moments. They aren't gonna like translate as well across to the audience, you know, in like a play in like a theater setting. She's not gonna understand that, I think, right? Like she's not gonna get it. So it's really, yeah, Goa and her, they've got to work with each other's like strengths and weaknesses, you know, and yeah, yeah. Oh God. And she, God, and even worse, this whole thing about leaving his name on the credits, but him not even writing it. It's like that's kind of the worst defense possible, you know. And what Goa says here about how it feels like the scriptwriter can only get the bad end of the deal. You know, if it's boring, they'll hate you. If it's entertaining, the original work gets all the credit. You know, it's like it has to be such an unfulfilling in a way, like creative venture. You know, it feels like you never get that recognition that you should get, right? Yeah, yeah. Ah, man. Because it's like she just views everything he's doing as like an attack on her work, not understanding that he has to. There's changes he has to make, right? There's things he has to do. It is its own creative process. Hmm. Can't even remove his name from it. Oh, God, it sucks. It sucks so much. I feel so bad for him. And we get this montage of like all of this work he's put into it. You know how he's been a fan of Tokyo Blade since like the beginning too. That's crazy, right? Like, ah, God. To be attacked like that, I just can't even imagine. Yeah, yeah. Back at square one, indeed. Can't even hold the rehearsals. And so this whole stage around thing, that's like how the stage like rotates, right? Like what they talked about at the end of season one. So they don't have to like because what Aqua brings up here is this idea that he doesn't like the pacing of plays, right? The pacing's poor because they switch sets whenever the scene changes, and the movable sets look cheap. But you don't have to do that with like the rotating like thing, right? The crazy, yeah, yeah, which is cool. Like that probably does make it a lot better. Probably does make it a lot better. Hmm. But yeah, I agree with Akane that like theater, there's definitely this unique vibe to it that's completely different than like TV or anything, you know, like film, stuff like that. Go out on a date. Nice, nice. Theater is more immersive than video. I'll show you. Hey, I believe her. I believe her for sure. I can totally see that for real. Game of Telephone. That was a good one. I like that one. It just makes me think. I just love that when the show like not only is the character writing so good, but just the way it makes you think about just like literally like media and all of this, like what anime is about and like adaptations and all of this stuff. You know, the entertainment industry in general. That like is such a large part of my life, right? Like I love watching stuff, right? It's cool to like think about these things and see these things explained and all of that. It's so neat. It's so cool. Okay, I suppose that is it for this one. So, if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next one.